Let's go. It's Friday. Welcome to Puck Props presented by Bet99. Josh Inglis, Carlo Colaiacovo. Good to see the Pumpers there on a glorious Friday morning. Friday mornings are going to start to become a little too chilly for my liking. I'll tell you that much. Big day in sports yesterday. That was about as busy as I've been on my phone looking at screens. Wife hates me, but that was a fun Thursday night. I know you were in studio doing the Habs game, but how did you enjoy the 40-year-olds duking it out?
Well, for the first 3 hours of my studio appearance was very boring. And then everything took off. Once the NFL game started, then the Blue Jays started, then the Leafs went to overtime, then Montreal went to overtime, and it was just you couldn't keep your eyes in one spot. And it just turned out to be one of the most exciting nights in sports.
Max Scherzer picks off a guy who finally got the start.
Buddy, Max Scherzer is my new favorite player, man. It was the whole scene of him telling John Schneider to get off of his mound because he wanted to stay. He's my spirit animal, man. I freaking love that guy.
Can you explain inside a locker room what momentum is? Because like people like to say, if you can't quantify it, it doesn't exist. I mean, is it just an increase in confidence more than anything within a locker room?
Yeah, momentum's a mindset, right? I mean, like it's about how you're feeling in the moment. Because if you're feeling good in the moment and you're envisioning good things happening, that momentum carries forward. And especially if it's a collective effort, like the Blue Jays have shown. I mean, the number 9 hitter, Andres the Giant Jimenez, is the guy leading the way. And that's the thing about momentum too, is when you see an unlikely source creating that spark, it just creates a better feeling with everybody else saying, hey man, if he's doing it, I got to find a way to do it. Yeah, and then the whole Max Scherzer situation, I mean, is incredible. Absolutely incredible. And now it's just mojo. Like you got good mojo, you want to stay with it.
Mikey glove saves. I don't know if I can say the quote of the movie, but what was that movie from? Here's a left field guess. Monster Squad. It is Halloween. I don't know if you've ever seen Monster Squad. It might be one of the best kids-friendly Halloween movies. Oh, Rookie of the Year? Is that what it is? I knew it was a kid's movie like that. Dang it, producer Mick. Hit that like button. We got to get them views up. Appreciate everybody engaging. Let us know how things are going. Dowdle 2 TDs. Love that, Hall. Let's go back. I'm like, when I have to type out all the plays I have, I look at my list. I'm like, I had 12 plays yesterday. Coyle PP point. Great price. Good bet. Didn't come through. Nature's assist. Good bet. -105 cash. Nature's 2 assists. Didn't come through. Didn't mind spending half a unit. Demidov sold me for a unit and a half. I don't know how you saw his game. Was it impressive or no? I wasn't watching.
It was really impressive, but for, I would say, 58 minutes of that game, it was the UC Saros show. I mean, the guy was making, especially when Montreal made a push in the third period, he was making incredible saves. And then to think that the one he let in with 20 seconds left, that Caulfield scored short side, was the one he actually let in. A little bit surprising because Demidov was creating. Demidov had a lot of chances. Just it was a goalie issue last night.
Yeah, no series, one luck. And guys who are in the jail consist of Nick Ehlers, who can't find the score sheet despite the top line scoring, and Yurov Slafkovsky, as Bobby Newport puts out, because Suzuki and Caulfield are pointing, but somehow Slafkovsky is not there. And I'm just sneaking over to Bet99, taking a look at some of these Vezina odds, because Saros might be the only thing keeping that team together.
Yeah.
And he is currently 22 to 1. 22 to 1.
UC Annunen is their backup. So who do you think they're going to rely on a lot of?
Annunen is not good. Annunen should not be playing hockey anymore. Shane Pinto for Rocket. Get out of here with that. It's the Eichel show or nothing.
Josh,
Seattle money
quickly,
line.
just quickly,
That was
hang on.
a kick in the can last night. The Seattle money line.
It's a tough one, man. But credit to Ottawa, they found a way. How does that third tying goal of Ottawa go in from
Nope.
shot from the boards?
No, because it's
You know?
because I bet on it. Rangers, Toronto under 6, easy winner
I
there.
got that.
Couturier point, secondary on the last goal, down like 4-1, greasy one. We'll call that super lucky. Iafolo plus 125. He found the score sheet. Pittsburgh Kings over 6. That was a push. 2-2, 27 minutes into the game. Finished 4-2 with the empty netter. Malkin point cash. Slight up on the day. Let's go. Hockey. Minnesota, Washington. Minnesota plus 105, Washington minus 125, over under sitting at 5.5. And the point that we got on the board first is Joel Eriksson Ek for a point, minus 115. If you know that where you find the lines, and I'm not going to say the organization, but where those lines are usually posted are not always correct, and you can find things that are wrong. Ek is playing PP1, and the Minnesota power play has 10 goals on the year. They have 9 goals over their last 3 games and 0 goals at 5-on-5. That is ridiculous. And the Washington penalty kill coming into this game, 56%. Minnesota, the most drawn penalties in hockey. Washington, the third least drawn. Jeek is the draw man on power play 1 and playing over 20 minutes a game. So great value, especially when you're not getting any value with Boldy or Kaprizov. But if this game is played at 5-on-5, big advantage for Washington. Number 1 in expected goal for percentage. 5-on-5, 78%, and Minnesota at 30th. What has to give? Can you sustain power play goal percentage like this, or eventually 5-on-5 play wins out?
No, I mean, at some point, either you stop drawing penalties or the penalty killers make adjustments. But what they got going right now is pretty damn hot. I mean, 9 of the goals they scored in every game in the last 3 games have all been power plays. Jeez,
They have no 5. They have no 5-on-5. Everything's been on power play.
That's insane. That's insane. I just don't know if it's sustainable.
Matthew McCarthy talking about some Hedel stuff. We'll get to that for sure, because it is not Hedel and it is Garland. And yes, DeBrusk sold us last night, but he played big minutes. Pierre-Luc Dubois is questionable after missing last game. So right now you got Strome, Ovi, and Beauvillier on that top line. McMichael, Wilson, Protas. And I think if PLD is out, maybe a play on Protas if you can get a good price. There's a sneaky Sonny Milano playing on PP1 here. And if you can find his power play price, maybe it's worth it at 400 or better. But currently not right now. As of now, you got Kaprizov and Boldy because Rossi is not on power play 1. And you can get Greasy and get Tarasenko and Ek as a stack. But Ek, that's the one. Love the price. Any guy taking draws on power play 1 is okay in my books. Tampa Bay at Detroit. Tampa Bay minus 150. Detroit plus 125. Carlo, over under sitting at 6.5. Do we do it? Do we do
like
it?
Yes, You're falling into the trap.
Plus 125. Now,
I like it.
Here's the question. It is a John Gibson start.
I know.
Are they overvaluing just how bad of a start he had for a guy who has a track record of being a very consistent, above average goalie?
Yeah. On a very average team? Yeah, I think so. And, let's not kid ourselves. Let's give Tampa Bay a little bit of love here. They've started pretty good too. But yeah, I think this is absolutely teams recognizing, or the books recognizing that Talbot's been the guy leading the charge here in the last couple of games, and going off of how Gibson looked in his first game, it's a little skepticism. But if you're Gibson and you've watched Talbot play like this,
chomping,
you're in a new situation, right? You still have to earn the respect of your coach, the respect of your teammates, the respect of your fans. Like, you don't want to be coming in on start 2 and knowing the way Talbot's playing and start having people question who should be the number 1 guy, because Gibson went in there with the idea of being the number 1 guy, but right now it's been Talbot's net, so he's got to earn that net back, and he probably recognized that he needs a big start tonight to do it.
Focus level for Gibson in this start, 0 to 10, 10 being the most. It's got to be right up there.
Yeah.
Right?
For sure. I mean, again, it's like I just talked about. He's got to earn his net now, because right now Talbot's basically saying, well, I know I started the year on paper as a backup, but I'm playing like I deserve to be the starter. So if Gibson recognized that, this is a very important start for him.
I love when people put the plays out before I put them out. And then we go Casper for a point at plus 140. That's what we're going to add to this. No Mason Appleton. No, we can't find a point prop for him. He's playing on that top line with Larkin
Is
right
Raymond
now.
playing back in?
We
or
don't
no?
know yet. And I doubt he'll, like, it's going to be a game time decision, right? If they haven't put him on the shelf yet, then he probably doesn't practice. And it's going to be a game time decision. So it's going to be tough to figure that out. If he does start, it's going to be better. But right now, I'm assuming the plus 125 is saying that he's not. Tampa Bay 1-2-1 versus Washington, Boston, New Jersey, Ottawa, and Detroit 3-1, Florida, Toronto twice, and Montreal. Lucas Raymond still questionable. Appleton in his spot and has 3 goals, which is wild. But I like Casper here, centering the most talented line with Kane and DeBrincat on his wings. Had the most 5-on-5 minutes, that line, last Wednesday versus Florida in that 4-2 win. I think we're still overvaluing Tampa Bay, and I think we are undervaluing Detroit, who maybe I had to learn a lesson in the Florida game to find out that they're a pretty good defensive and a structured team, no?
Yeah.
Let's go.
Yeah,
Plus
I mean, and if we talk about Florida, I remember Florida yesterday was kind of like, wait a minute, why are they such big underdogs going into New Jersey?
Exactly.
Well, right? So
I think there's bringing up the odds here again. The home dogs are interesting in this point, but I do think that Detroit at plus 125. So who would you like better? Detroit at home versus Tampa Bay at plus 125, or Chicago at home versus Vancouver on the back-to-back at plus 125? And both are okay for an answer.
Yeah, I kind of like Chicago in this spot.
Spencer Knight, probably
Vancouver's coming off of a comeback win, handing Dallas their first loss of the season. You wonder if that's their game that they celebrate on this road trip. It's like, okay, we got our game. Now we got a chance to get 2, but I don't know. Chicago's surprising teams. They're playing good hockey. Remember, this is a team coached by Jeff Blashill, right? I had a short stint with Blashill when I was with Detroit. He was your minor league guy. He's a guy that's learned from some really quality coaches, Mike Babcock, John Cooper. Like, he's a guy that's capable of helping turn this thing around. And the way Chicago's playing right now, they're not scared to score goals. So it's probably going to be a Lankinen game, right? Back to back. Demko played yesterday.
Yeah. He got lit up. He got beat up in his first game too.
Yeah, I like Chicago in this spot.
I'm glad you brought up Blashill, and he was the head coach in Detroit, was he not?
Yes. When Babcock left, he was the guy that took over.
And then he went under John Cooper as the assistant coach in Tampa Bay. And now he's getting another shot. So someone likes him. Mm-hmm. If Chicago can stay competitive and make the playoffs, he's 25-1 for coach of the year, like down the list.
Yeah.
Thoughts? If Chicago makes the playoffs, that's the biggest turnaround, more so than if Anaheim makes the playoffs, no?
Well, yeah, if Chicago makes the playoffs, it's almost a lock that he wins it. I mean, if that's the game script or the season script that you're writing, and it actually plays out that way, I can't imagine any other. I mean, you have to look at the points improvement. How many points did they have last year?
3.
Yeah.
I'm looking at that. So the Chicago plus 1,800 to make the playoffs. But Blashill 25-1 for coach of the year.
So the reason why I'm not buying that is because
it's 4 games.
They play in the Central Division.
Oh, yeah.
Right? So last year, Chicago had 61 points. Okay? If we go to who is the wild card team that made it? So Minnesota was the second wild card team. Or sorry, St. Louis was the second wild team. They had 96 points. So you're talking about a 36-point improvement.
Smells like coach of the year.
If Chicago gets into the playoffs, you have to lean that he probably gets.
They have so much money. Like, can they pick up anybody? I know a lot of those free agents are kind of gone, those big name guys, but like, who would be on a radar for Chicago to spend some money?
Yeah, I don't know. It's a good question. And I think, like, everybody talks about the cap going up. It's great the cap's going up, but who's going to make the money that teams have available for players to spend? Like, you're going to have to overpay a guy. And you're going to see guys that are third line guys make $5 million a year. And
Sometimes you
maybe
just
that's a
run
good
into
thing.
luck.
Maybe that's a good thing, because if you make the NHL, like, you should be rewarded with a nice contract, I think.
What did we give David Clarkson that year?
7-year deal. I think it was just 5.75. I think it was just under 6.
Yeah. We call that the Cy Young year.
Yeah.
Do you know why that's the Cy Young year?
Yeah, because he only scored goals.
Yeah. He was like 31-12 or something. Yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh, how about a Panarin return to Chicago? Ooh.
Maybe.
I don't know. I'm cheering for Chicago this year. I'm cheering for Anaheim. I'm cheering for Chicago.
mean, like, yeah, you should, because again, you want to see, young talent, great players in the playoffs. But we talked about this the other day about the Central being the group of death.
Yeah.
Like, how are they going to make it in that division that has Colorado, Winnipeg, Dallas, Nashville, St. Louis, Minnesota?
I know.
Like, it's going to take one or two teams falling out of that.
Got to beat Nashville. Got to beat St. Louis. Maybe competitive with Minnesota, and that's the only way it goes.
Yeah.
Outside of that, you got no chance. Mick, could you put in the Chicago money line plus 125 for me? Let's do that. I wasn't going to do it because I wanted some props on the Vancouver side, but I'm going both. So we're going to take Chicago money line plus 125. Greatly appreciate your work. There it is. It's up. We're going to go Garland for a power play point plus 500. Oopsie poopsie, because on that site that tells you the lineups, they have Hedel in that spot. But go to Money Puck. Guy runs that, is an incredible man. Go Money Puck and just go search 5-on-4 ice time. And right there, it's Garland who was getting the 5-on-4 ice time ahead of Hedel. So we're going to go Garland point 2 plus 105. We're going to double dip on that point. Going to be some chasing, hopefully some scoring in this game, but Chicago could shut them down. I like it all there. Vancouver, big 5-3 win last night with Demko versus Casey DeSmith, let's say. Is Dallas to Chicago a weird travel? Looking at that in a back-to-back spot.
I think it's an hour and a half.
Is that all it is?
Yeah, there's no time change because they're both Central Time.
Okay. Just I'm like, oh, that seems like a weird one, but no. Lankinen did have 4 goals and 35 shots at 5-2 loss to St. Louis. He'll likely be in. DeBrusk, Hedel, Besser got the most minutes, but no Hedel on the power play. Vancouver has won 10 games in a row versus Chicago dating back to 2022. Carlo, that is domination. Is that something that like a coach or players actually consider worth anything, or is it just us dumb stat heads looking at it? They're like, oh, they beat him 10 times in a row, they're going to beat him again.
I mean, you taught me this when we first started working together, that trends don't mean anything because it doesn't impact
the game's in a vacuum.
Well, it doesn't impact your reality in the moment, right? I mean, the players that are part of those trends in the past aren't necessarily players that are still part of the game in the moment. So I think there's something to be said about it. Like maybe if it's a team that in a certain arena or on a certain day, I don't know, like trends are meant to be broken. Like that's the way I look at it.
And then there's it's like that point saying like Patrick Mahomes is 11-3 with this referee in the game.
Well, okay.
You're like, so yeah, but Patrick Mahomes wins when it's like a player
trend.
Clip.
When it's a player trend,
yeah,
that's something that you kind of ride with a little more than versus a team trend. Because if it's like Patrick Mahomes on primetime has this record, well, this guy thrives under this type of spotlight, right? So, or here's a perfect example for hockey: Peter DeBoer, Game 7s, right? He's a perfect record in Game 7s. Okay. Or did he lose?
Didn't he lose?
Did he lose this year? No, they lost to Edmonton. It wasn't in Game 7.
Okay, there you go.
Yeah.
Trends are
actually won in Game 7. They beat Colorado in Game 7, remember?
Yes.
Yeah.
Benji catching us live. Appreciate it. All right, but that's what we got in that game. I think that's kind of the loosest game. We'll see, because Utah is playing some low event hockey. San Jose is not. Interesting spot. Something has to break here. Sharks at Utah. Utah minus 250, over under sitting at 6.5. That is a big number, and that's just saying San Jose is just giving it up. Let's go. Skinner for a point.
Hold on a second. Isn't there value on San Jose at plus 200? Like, why is Utah minus 240?
It's huge.
I
have no interest in betting them.
No, if anything, take the value on the Sharks. The Sharks can score.
Friday dogs, bud. Friday dogs.
Hey, there you go.
Friday dogs. All right, there you go. Uncle Carlo has spoken, but we're going to go Skinner for a point at plus 165 and Hayton for a point at minus 105. San Jose back at it again, 0-1-2 straight up, but have allowed 5 goals, 7 goals, and 4 goals allowed. Carolina, Anaheim, Vegas. Obviously, let's say 3 decent offenses for sure. Sanaheim, this is so funny. Sanaheim, way to put it together, Josh. San Jose, last win in regulation, Carlo, March 22nd, a span of 15 games.
Wow. But, I mean, should we be surprised? This is a young team. It's a young team trying to learn how to win in the National Hockey League.
And you think the only way that you can buck those trends and not become Buffalo is by bringing in someone like Quenneville, or bringing in some...
Well, for who? Anaheim or for...
No, for San Jose. Like we talk often about just building a culture of losing and accepting losing, and then finishing your game and getting into your expensive car and your flip-flops. It's an easy life. How does San Jose get out of it?
Well, there's going to be some pain, right? When you decide to go through a rebuild and you're offering a lot of opportunity to younger players, you're going to go through a lot of pain. I think the way you start is you allow these players to mature with each year. Then you slowly add some veterans that can help them learn the game a little more, can help them learn how to take care of themselves off the ice. And hopefully some of them can help them win hockey games. And then when they start to buy in together, that's when the pressure gets, the pressure finger gets pointed at the coach. Because then now it's like, okay, well, we've given this enough time for the players to mature as hockey players. Now let's see what you can do as a coach. Can you get them to buy into your system and have success with it? Because once we're ready to take that next step, either you're going to help us get there, or we're going to go get an experienced guy that helps us get there, which is similar to what Anaheim just did with Quenneville. I mean, they had a stopgap coach there. Oh, man, what was his name last year?
No idea.
Oh, he was the lunatic behind the bench.
Come on. But anyway, Skinner, you find it. Skinner was promoted to the top line after the last loss with Celebrini and Khrushchev, PP2. And
Greg Cronin was his name.
Who?
Greg Cronin.
You could have said any name.
He was a stopgap guy. There he is. Jonathan Davis, Greg Cronin.
But I think you also need to bring in that vet, like bring in Chris Kreider at that same time that you bring in a guy like Joe Quenneville too. Like, it's not just a one move thing.
For sure. It all adds up.
Yeah. But Skinner, love Skinner. We'll take him for the point. Hayton centering that top line, and PP2 has played 2 games, goal in his last game. He's getting 18 plus minutes time on ice. That's kind of what we're looking at in that game. Now, I need the pumpers to figure this one out. You let me know what you like to. I got to get a double stack boosted here at Bet99. And if you're signing up, sign up, covers NHL. First game, Celebrini, Eklund, Gunther, Cooley boosted from plus 400. I probably want better odds, right? McMichael, Protas, Rossi, and Boldy boosted plus 750.
Mm-hmm.
And then my favorite, the Vancouver game, Pedersen and Garland, that's PP1 correlated, and Tuevo and Nazar, PP1 correlated, plus 700.
Yeah.
He's so sold.
No, I'm looking at the totals in the games, and clearly the Utah and San Jose have the highest at 6.5.
6.5
But-
is silly. That's a good under, and you're going to pay like 35 points, I think, for that anyway.
But you're still getting good value. Chicago and Van, who have shown they can both score a bunch of goals. Like Washington can get into one of those like
Washington
low-scoring
doesn't
games.
score, man.
Yeah.
Like that
So
Sunday
I
game
think
all over
you're
again.
getting the best value out of the Chicago and Van boost. And I think the second best value is San Jose, Utah.
I think I got to avoid the Washington one and not have an issue like I did yesterday where they juggled the lines up in Ottawa, because if PLD comes back, it might mess up the McMichael and Protas line. And I think it's the Hawks second line is, Benji's on it. Andreas Sanchez is saying the Tuevo Nazar one with the Vancouver guys. And I think the Garland point gives us some value too, because I don't think it's priced properly for his role right now. And I think if anything's getting loose, I think that's the game that has the best two-way scoring. So let's go there. We'll get that one boosted over at Bet99. Hopefully get that up to somewhere in the 9. But happy to run that one for sure in some other games, because these other couple games, Minnesota, Washington could be a stinker. Detroit could play tight again. We'll see how that one goes. And Utah could just do Utah things and have a 3-1 game versus San Jose. But hopefully we get some lines going. Hopefully we get some clarity on some injuries. But that's what we got at the bottom. Appreciate everybody sticking around. Some slight wins this week. Nothing big, but hey, better than losing money. That's for sure. I think we were 0.3 units yesterday, but on a 12-game slate. And when we lost the Seattle money line in that fashion, don't mind that. But I appreciate everybody there in the chat as always. Always let us know what you think. Let us know your bets. Let us know what you want to talk about. Friday in the books, buddy. Always great to see your face. But the weekend is the weekend. Josh Ingles, Carlo Colaiacovo.
Couldn't come at a better time.
Presented by Bet99. Lead us out, pal.
Have a great weekend. Stay hot, buddy. Ciao.